we simply have such a good time. The nature of the work that we did in season 1 allowed us to do season 2 without too much preparation and rehearsal, because we had, in season 1, we built up a rapport and a sense of collaboration and camaraderie that allowed us to do these very long takes where we were really floating. We knew what our characters had to go through in the course of the therapy session, but we didn't know how it was going to happen. We just knew that somehow our issues would get brought to the fore, either overtly or covertly. So when we worked together on Zoom, it was simply a continuation of that rapport and that just joy. I think also we were very, very happy to be together and to be working. And to be revisiting these characters and feeling like there's interest in the work that we did, so much so that people want to see these characters again. Yes! Absolutely. We were all responsible for setting up our own technical equipment. We were all responsible for lighting ourselves. We were responsible for the sound. I mean, we were getting coaching, but everything was being done remotely, so it was hugely challenging and exhausting and stressful. And all of that was very, very good because it just went into the work. It was reflecting what it's been like for so many people who have been deprived of their former lives by the pandemic. Frank is sort of caught in a classic bind of, does he follow his passion, or does he sacrifice his passion for the good or the perceived good of what his family needs? And this is where Frank finds himself in conflict with his wife Edith, because he has the opportunity to basically go and work on the other side, to leave the journal and go work in the PR office for one of the tech companies that he has reported on. So it would really sort of be almost like becoming a turncoat. That's how Frank perceives it, and it puts him into a great deal of conflict with his wife. And Frank acts out in various ways. Drinking, sexting. We don't know if it's sexting or not. Frank wouldn't admit that. I can talk about it, because I'm not Frank. Or am I? It was fabulous. The first time we shot, we were all out and about. We were jaunty, showing up for the group sessions in our, in Frank's case, in a nice blue suit on a day he had a job interview. We were citizens of New York City in all its glory. And when next we meet, we're all locked down and we can't do the things that we used to do. Instead, we're staring at a screen, having Zoom conferences, and group is meeting on Zoom, which is just horrendous and miraculous, because that's what Zoom is. It's horrible and it's miraculous. It's miraculous in that it allows people to communicate and meet. It's horrendous in that it somehow is presented as an adequate substitute for human interaction. And of course, you're interacting with a screen. You're talking to people, of course, but your senses are not engaged in the same way. And I think that our second season of Group speaks to that loneliness and that isolation in an evocative way. Part of what makes a therapy group so rich is that people are willing to say things that they don't say in everyday life, and that really don't necessarily have a place being said in everyday life. But in a therapy group, the members are encouraged to say what they're experiencing in relation to other people, to talk about what excites them, what makes them happy, what makes them scared, makes them sad, what stimulates them, all of these things that often aren't really, they're not really welcome in everyday interaction, maybe for the better that way. But a therapy group is where you get to say it, much like if you're in individual therapy, you get to say things that you might not want to say outside of that room, which is why it's all confidential. So I think that these episodes in quarantine are a kind of, they can be viewed as a gift, because these characters that we play are giving voice to what a lot of people have been experiencing in this time. One of the things I really love about this is the joy of the interactions. And all of us who come on board for this, when the camera starts rolling, we don't know what's going to happen. We're just going to trust that it's going to unfold and that it's going to be revealed. And when that happens, there's a great exhilaration to it. It's complete joy.